Welcome to my views on news. Another video for you. Firstly, viewers, is there any progress regarding withdrawal of Eritrean army from Tigray, withdrawal of Amhara forces from Tigray? What about disarmament of TPLF combatants, Tigray fighters? Any progress on the ground seen in Tigray so far? Because these are two main points which were mentioned in Pretoria peace agreement signed more than around 2 weeks ago. So what is on the ground situation? Firstly, withdrawal of Eritrean military from Tigray, which is one of the key demands of Tigray regional government. Tigray regional government, Tigray official spokespersons, they say that Eritrean military is still committing atrocities against civilians in Tigray. Kidnappings, abductions, atrocities against Tigrayans by Eritrean military continue in Tigray. We are not in a position to confirm or reject the claim of Tigray regional government, Tigray spokespersons. But what we can confirm is that so far no signs of withdrawal of Eritrean military from Tigray. Yes, we can argue about the reason. Why isn't Eritrean military withdrawing from Tigray? That can be discussed. But there could be different reasons. But on the ground situation is that so far no large scale withdrawal of Eritrean military from Tigray towards Eritrea has started, firstly. Secondly, what about the withdrawal of Amhara forces, Amhara militias from Tigray? Amhara militias, Amhara forces are in Raya, southern Tigray, Volkait, western Tigray, and they enter Tigray from the north as well, from Eritrea. We are seeing their pictures we saw their pictures in Shire, Shiraro, Adiagre, etc. What about their withdrawal? Because in the agreement signed in Kenya 3 to 4 days ago, Tadesse Verede and Brano Jula agreed that non-ENDF and foreign forces would withdraw from Tigray. So far, no signs of withdrawal of Amhara forces from any area of Tigray. We have not seen this withdrawal happen on the ground. We know that withdrawal of non-ENDF and Eritrean military is linked to disarmament of TPLF fighters, Tigray fighters. Because Tigray fighters are not just TPLF fighters. Among TDF members, there were members of opposition parties, there were common civilians who were not members of any political party. So we should not call Tigray fighters as TPLF combatants. But this term was used by Ethiopian federal government in the peace agreement signed in Pretoria. And Tigray negotiators agreed to the use of this term. So that is why we use the term too. But the term is incorrect. Tigray fighters is the right term because TPLF combatants does not cover all the fighters fighting in Tigray. What about disarmament? In Kenya, the two military commanders agreed that in coming days, this process of disarmament start. Military commanders will brief their units on the ground. Then disengagement will happen. Disengagement zones will be established. and then gradually TPLF will surrender heavy weapons. Problem is that so far government, federal government, Tigray regional government, they have not shared any details. Apart from signing the agreement in Pretoria and then in Kenya, they have not shared anything. How many disengagement zones have been established? How many in how many areas reorientation is happening? Because Tigray fighters will be made part of the society. They are part of the society, but they'll surrender weapons, the agreement states, and then they'll be reintegrated into the society. But what about the start of this process? No statement from Ethiopian federal government or Tigray regional government. Now, the problem is that the two developments are linked. Withdrawal of non-ENDF and EDF from Tigray and disarmament of Tigray fighters. Which will start first? Very important point. Which will start first? Will Tigray forces surrender their heavy weapons before the withdrawal of EDF? Or will they wait for complete withdrawal of Eritrean military from Tigray? People say it will happen simultaneously. So I am unable to understand how it will happen simultaneously. Of course, the two sides will have to share with each other developments, updates regarding disarmament and withdrawal. But is it starting? Are they sharing anything with each other? We don't know. Things are not being made public. I think this implementation of peace agreement should be transparent. It should be done with participation of media as well, with participation of mediators, media, and other neutral players should be involved. Otherwise, this process of disengagement, demobilization, disarmament, withdrawal of ENDF Amhara forces, it will take months, if not years, and core issues will remain unresolved. It means that anytime things could once again turn into an armed escalation. So, implementation of the peace agreement should be the first priority of the two sides in order to avert a future crisis. If you keep on ignoring core issues like Western Zone, Southern Zone, withdrawal of Eritrean military, disarmament as well, if implementation is prolonged, there are risks of resurgence of violence. So, I personally think that the progress is slow. In a way, the sides are not under pressure. They are gradually implementing the agreement. Aid is starting to arrive in Tigray. But on the other hand, if this progress remains slow, it could complicate matters as well. The time frame mentioned in Pretoria agreement about disarmament will not be adhered to by the parties. It's very clear. The South Africa agreement states that in 1 month from the signing of the agreement, disarmament will be completed, keeping in view Tigray security situation. So, will disarmament be completed by the 2nd of December? On the 2nd of December, it would be completion of 1 month after the signing of the agreement. I don't see completion of disarmament till the 2nd of December. Can disarmament start till the 2nd of December, that's not clear as well. Same is the case with withdrawal of Eritrean military Amhara forces. No signs of the withdrawal on the ground so far. So that is why implementation of the peace agreement is very slow. I wouldn't say that it should be unduly accelerated, but implementation will ensure peace. Implementation delayed will lead to complications. So that is why I thought of sharing my views with you through this video, that progress of implementation is very slow. So far, we have seen a few aid convoys enter Tigray. Yes, main achievement is that guns have been silenced, but other core issues are still unresolved. Yes, no ceasefire violations are being reported. Very positive development. But the parties must speed up the implementation of the agreement